Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today I want to talk about something about building a relationship with your dog and making sure that we do this one fundamental thing that I think that I don't ever hear anybody talking about this when it comes down to some dog training and figuring out your dog and working dogs and doing anything with no dogs. And that's making sure that your dog understands that frustration is not excitement. There's one thing that I've come to realize, that the more frustrated you get with your dog, the more your dog just jumps even more on you. The more your dog just starts running in circles even more. The more your dog just starts to just go absolutely wild. When you're just like, oh no, like, why are you doing this? You see your dog just like get so excited. To me, I don't know why, it's a funny thing for me to be able to see, but it's something that I've just really have come to realize is something that is just super fascinating when it comes to trying to figure out and understand more and more about these dogs. Especially this dog right here he has it in him of your frustration. He's a little scared, he's a little nervous, but he has it in him of when you get frustrated, he's like, it's go time. It's time to make some things happen. It's time to go on a run. It's time to go on a rampage. It's time to go get busy. It's time to make something happen. As opposed to realizing my frustration is actually, I don't want you to keep on and continue doing what you're doing. I want you to stop. But why are you still continue to keep on going? So the more and more I keep on working with dogs, the more I've just really have it in me of just saying that I don't believe that dogs know what's good and what's bad in reality. They only know that from what it is that we tell them. If we tell them that jumping is bad, they assume that it's bad. For instance, this dog he could jump on me, my May can jump on me, my Shadow, he don't get to jump, he don't even jump. But certain my dogs could jump on me. My Kai, he could jump on me. So to them, jumping is fun, it's good, it's pleasing. But to the next person, they're saying, that's no good, I don't want that. So then, yeah, the dog's gonna like look at it like, oh, I guess that's just not what I do. But I don't think it's because the dog is like, say, mad or sad or any feelings or any emotions like that. I think that dogs are a very unique, amazing species because all they know is good. All they know is happy. All they know is let's have a party and let's have fun. And it's for us to guide them what that fun is and what that excitement is. And being able to recognize and be able to learn from us when we don't want them to do something. And not trying to explain to them that we don't want to do something in such a, say, harsh, negative way, but in a way that is very, very clear to the dog to understand what is go and what is stop. And a lot of times, a lot of us are just extremely struggling with our dogs because they don't know what stop means from us. That we're getting frustrated and the dogs are getting amplified. And then you're actually saying yes, and you realize your dog still just gets amplified. So you're like, what's going on here? Why is it that I'm telling him to stop doing this, but yet they still just keep doing it? I'm telling them to stop digging, but yet they're still digging. I'm telling them to stop barking, but yet they're still barking. I'm telling them to stop reacting to these dogs, but yet they're still reacting to these dogs. And this is a pretty interesting, unique dog here. His name is Mr. Otto, and he likes to bark at not only just dogs, but people, which is not the normal case. He's got a thing when he sees people, he goes crazy after them the same way that he goes after dogs. But me working with him just yesterday and having to come out here today of just flooding, I just flooded this boy, brought around all the chickens, brought around all my dogs, put him in the thick of it. And he's just gonna have it in him that he's just like, this is just too much. Let me just hang out. And it's something that we are, in my opinion, required to do with our dogs, is to socialize them the correct way, putting them in every single scenario, every single thing, to get them to realize that there's no reason to react because everything is safe here. Everything is good to go. If you stay with me, I'm going to keep you safe. If you stay with me, everything is fine. But the only way that we can really be able to get that into that dog is to get them to understand what it is that is, say, right and what it is wrong. Again, I'm going to say that I don't believe that they really comprehend that. They just go, 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 go. So the one thing that I'm going to say is probably the best amazing way to be able to get your dog to understand what is no and what is yes is to, when you start to get into that frustrated state, this happens to every single dog owner. And if you're going to sit there and say to me that, oh, I don't ever get frustrated with my dog is just, no, you're a liar. We all get frustrated. We all get irritated. We all have these emotions as human beings. That's why we are human beings. We're amazing. We're absolutely amazing being out here, being able to do what it is that we do. And be able to experience all these emotions, be able to feel them all, be able to express them all, and be able to figure out how to be able to work through them all. And we don't have to stay in them. We can change our state of mind depending on what it is that we want to focus our energy and our time on. It's incredible. But these dogs don't have that capability. So it's for us to be able to guide them where we want them to go. And the best way to get your dog to understand what is, I'm going to say, right and what is wrong. And wrong, again, isn't a sense of they're bad. It's just what you want, what you desire. You don't like your dog on the couch? It's fine. I don't care if my dogs are on the couch. You don't like your dog on the bed? That's fine. I don't care. I let my dogs all in the bed. I just don't care. I'm not worried about that. Do I want my dogs on a countertop? No. They can't be on the coffee table? No. Dining room table? No. My dogs can't even look at me while I'm eating. I just make them look away and they do something different. But that's me. You may just, I want you here so I can feed you. So it's a matter of us being able to guide them from that yes and that no. And the one way to start that, to be able to guide them, is to, when you start to get frustrated with that animal, when you start to get in those feelings, because they could smell us, they could smell what's going on. And in my opinion, they are trying to help us get out of that. But when you're in it, you don't know what to do. You don't know what's going on. So the way to get that started is to, my best thing is I love utilizing a crate. A crate is an amazing tool to be able to give very, very clear communication. Because right now, if your dog is, you get mad and frustrated, you're in the backyard and you're trying to tell your dog to come inside. And you say, hey, come here, buddy, come on in. And the dog starts running away from you. And then it looks back at you and you start to like, come on. It always starts off cute. Starts off kind of fun. It's like, hey, everything is all good. But then you get to the point that it's just like, I got something to do. I got somewhere to be. Hey, Oreo. I'll get down. Yeah, I got somewhere to be. I got something to do. And I got to be on the move now. Now it's no longer just this fun thing. Now you're kind of like stressed about it because you need to make things happen. So you start to get a little frustrated. And then when you get frustrated, you'll watch your dog look right back at you and they're just like, what's up, man? Now we're having fun. And then it runs and it evades you even more, even faster, just way worse. And it's in an absolute rampage. And you're just getting more and more frustrated. And then one of the worst things that can happen is when you finally get to that boiling point where you're just like, get you over here. I want you right now. You get a little handsy. You get a little tough with the dog. You'll grab him, put the leash on, grab the collar, and you get him and you put him inside. And then you got bad relationship issues going on right there. You got Oreo, I need some space on me. Get down. You're going to start to have bad relationship issues going on right there at that moment. You're going to run into, now the dog doesn't really trust you because he thought what was fun, where you're trying to explain to him some fun times, now has turned into something that is like danger and dangerous and scary. That's where I'm going to say is the number one thing that jams up most people's recalls right there. Because the dog thinks we're having fun, but yet the dog goes into like, ooh, what's happening here? So they're confused. That level of confusion is what really just messes so much up, and it gets them in the way that they don't really want to trust you as much anymore. They thought they could trust you, but then they realized in certain circumstances and situations that they just cannot trust you. So the number one way to be able to get your dog to understand what we want is to, when you start to get into that frustrated state, put the dog in a crate. Put them in the crate calmly. Before you get to that you go from 1 to 100. You put them in the crate, you're at about a 10. You're very, very limited, minimal in your level of frustration. And then you instantly put them into that crate so that the dog can understand that I got to do a training lesson on my dog. He just acting like he don't know. Hey, Oreo, come here. I see you over there now, but come here. I'm asking you for something, home fries. I love being able to continue to keep on doing what I'm doing. Come here. Oreo. I love being able to do what I do, to be able to make sure that I can stay on top. All right, we're all tangled up now. Oh, come on. I got to do training lessons on all my dogs real quick. Hey, Johnny, get down. Oreo, get down. All right. That's what I'm gonna say. It's hard to have a really, really nice dog. You got to be on it all the time. There's never a time to just slack and just let it go. You take care of it right away, you're gonna have a really nice dog. But if you just allow things to just be and just go, you're gonna have some challenges. But I'm gonna say the number one thing to start working on is, like, when you get to that level of frustration, just like I got a little bit right there. I see him, I'm telling him what I want him to do, and he's just like, nah, I'm gonna this. So before I get to that point of just like, you dog, why are you not listening to me? I just put a very, very clear rule into that dog. And I say, hey man, go to your crate. And I put him in his crate and I wait for him to calm down. That is going to start to get into the dog's brain of realizing that sensation going on inside of you, that like extra that's happening, is actually not fun, is not party, is not play, is not like, let's keep going at this, let's keep doing this. It's actually telling the dog that I want to stop now. And you're going to start doing this day after day after day. In a matter of not even a week's time on most dogs, you're going to start to see a significant difference. And when you start to get to the point of being a little frustrated, that you are now going to see that your dog is like, there's a clear difference here. Fun is like the fun, but this frustration means to stop. And then you're going to be able to have an amazing relationship, just continue to keep on moving forward, because now the dog has very clear rules, clear instructions of what the heck is going on here. It's no longer going to just be in a happy is go and irritated, frustrated, and enraged is also fun. Dog is going to see a difference here. And we have to. This is the one thing that I'm going to say that I think a lot of us get jammed up with working with dogs, is we think that they should know. We assume too much. The dogs are a complete blank slate. They don't know anything. They don't even know how to eat in reality. Because if you don't train the dog to know how to hunt and do what it has to do, it's not in reality going to eat. And most of these pet dogs, like this dog right here, would not survive out here for 15 days. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't know what to do. So we have to teach them and train them how to eat. We got to train them how to drink their water. We got to train them where to sleep. We got to train them every aspect of their entire lives. We can never just assume that they know something. We can't assume that we put the leash on and it's good to go. You may get a dog that you put that leash on and it just stays and it's just good to go. And I'll just say, call yourself lucky. But your next dog is not going to be like that. I'm going to guarantee you that. You're just not going to get 2 dogs in a row that just have awesome leash skills instantly. You're going to have one that's so easy and you're like, I get a second dog. This is easy. And then you get that second, you're just like, the heck is going on out here? So the main thing that we have to really focus a lot of our time on is realizing that every little thing we have to teach. And since we have to teach every little thing, we have to be able to teach them what it is, what is say our right and our wrong. Our right and our wrong is unique to our situation, what we want, what we desire. Like again, I say, my dogs can jump on me, but 99% of people's dogs that I work with, they are not allowed to jump on people. I don't know why. I just like it. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining, but also I train rules with that jump. They can't just not accept him. The rules on that jump, they can't just do what they want to do, but I don't care. So with I don't care, it doesn't mean that all dogs are going to look at the world this way. All dogs are going to be a certain way. That all dogs know what's right and what's wrong. No, they only know it based on what we want from our animal inside of our home. And don't watch or pay attention or listen to what somebody has to say that they have to be this and have to be that. No, you got to do what you want for your dog. So number one thing that I'm going to say as a dog trainer coming to you, what do you want your dog to look like? I don't care. Don't worry about what mine are. Don't worry about anyone else's is. What do you want? What kind of walk do you want to take them on? What kind of time do you want to hang out with them? Do you want your dogs to sleep with you? Do you want to go to dog parks? We're going to make all of that happen because that's what I want for you, to be able to do what you want to do. I'm not going to limit your options because I don't think this is safe. I don't think this is cool. I don't think that's all right. That's just absolute foolishness. So the main way that we're able to start with being able to give these dogs a very, very clear communication is when you start to get into that level of frustration where you don't know. Again, it's the stance of being neutral. It's the stance of saying, you don't know what to do, I'm going to show you what to do now. And then I'm going to show you and guide you and put you in a position so that you can be able to see very clear. And that's why I love the crate, because it's clear communication. You can't get more clear than being in something that they realize that I can't do anything in here but just lay down and hang out. So they must not want me to do this running and going crazy and jumping and spinning and wilding and biting and jumping and doing all that stuff, because clearly they're not giving me the option to be able to do such a thing. So the dog is going to really understand. This stuff just works 100% of dogs still that I work with. This stuff just works with. And that's the main thing that I'm always looking for, is that thing that just every dog works with. Does every dog be able to get to being able to loose leash walk the exact same way? No. But the steps to be able to get that is all the same. It's just a matter of time, how long you want to take to be able to get to that point. And it's just every single time you're going to have a little difference of a variation. But there's some stuff that you just keep on doing it, you're going to see success, and you're going to find that success. And that's the main thing that I want more and more people to just start focusing on your dog inside of your home before you even call anybody to try to even get some assistance. Try some simple things at first. The simple things of putting a leash on a dog and hanging out with it. The simple things of a Shadow, we good. And putting your dog into that crate when you're running into a situation where you're just starting to feel a little bit of frustration. You're going to be able to get very, very clear communication to that dog, and that dog is going to appreciate you more because it's going to understand what is and what isn't. And it's very, very simple. Like the way that I started to be able to convince this big dog, my Shadow man back there, to not bark at cars running by, the neighbor's dog running by, anything running by, is starting with giving him a crate. He didn't have a crate out here, but the chicken coop. He had a chicken coop. He stays in there. So every time that he would run to go to there, I would say, I'm not looking for that. I want you to come here. But when we come out here and we yell at him, say, hey, stop that. Hey, stop that. Hey, quiet. Hey, don't do that. You're actually just cheering the dog on. The dog looks at you like, hey, man, I'll be louder than you. You loud. And that's all that keeps on happening. We're just like battling. We're going in, who could be the loudest, who could be the toughest. So we got to come in with a way to be able to communicate to them that, no, actually, I don't want you doing that. And it starts with just seeing them do something you don't like. I mean, this method of putting them in the crate works with barking at nothing outside. It works with digging. It works with jumping. It works with so many different things. Jumping on the counter, getting on the couch. It works with just, you can put anything on that for it to work, because it's going to clearly explain to that dog you don't want them doing that anymore. Because the main thing is, when they're doing something such as jumping on you, they're going to jump on you and you push them off. You push them off. You push them off. It's telling the dog to keep doing it over and over again. If you put a leash like this on, then yeah, he jumps up, you give him a little pressure to pull him off, and he's like, oh, okay, you must not want that, because it's going to be a unpleasant feeling. And that's something that I could say is what a crate is, but it's a less stressful way of being an unpleasant feeling, as opposed to putting a leash on and just yanking on that dog and just getting them to get off of you. That's a more harsh way of telling them no. A more pleasant way is put them in timeout. The same way that we can say about some children. Does spanking a kid work all the time, or does actually just removing them from the situation they're in that actually works? It's the process of removing them from the situation that is going to be your best absolute option. Hitting kids and hitting dogs, it works, but you're not going to get what you're looking for in the long term. You're going to get some short-term success, and then in worst case, you're going to end up with an even more fearful animal inside of your home. Something I can say with this dog in specific, that I know more today than the day I started working with him. And since I know more today about what it is that I'm able to do, I wish I could have started him on what I know today. But that's a process of us always learning and doing what we're doing to keep on getting into a better place with what it is that we're able to offer. I'm not going to keep on doing the same stuff. I'm gonna find new things and be able to get to better places. And it's something that just with him, with all this barking that he does, that he gets all like, oh my goodness, with these dogs. I just got to let him deal with it. Just let him get it out. And then realize that the dogs are good to go. But also at the same time, you gotta make sure that the dogs are good to go. All my dogs are pretty chill. They're super relaxed, super calm. So the introductions are good to go. And that's something where if you got a dog that is a reactive on leash and reactive, find you a group of people that got some really nice dogs, so that you could put them around those dogs, so that your dog could just bark it out. You could just bark it out. And that's what this dude all morning was, just barking at Johnny. And Johnny just looking right at him like, you done, man? When are you gonna finish? You done? And he's just used to it by now, and he's just like, we're good. And then he finally calms down and we're out of it. It's something that is needed for all of these dogs, is just to put them through that situation and for them to understand what is right and what is our wrong. Not everyone's wrong, but the wrong that you're looking for. For me, I don't want this dog to bark. So when he barks, I'm gonna do absolutely nothing. When he's in the house and he's jumping on my coffee table, I'm gonna put him right into his crate to let him know that that's not what I'm looking for. Because the more and more frustrated that you start to get, the more and more that you start explaining to that dog that doesn't know anything about anything, that this is what you want. And we want them to be able to respond and be able to react to our frustration, because our frustration is something that is an amazing thing for us as humans to be able to have. If we never got frustrated, it would be such a challenging world to live in out here. It's such an amazing thing for us to be able to be about. But it's a thing of, when we're frustrated, it's nice to see a calm dog. It's nice to get the dog to trigger, to be calm and not excited when we're frustrated. Because when you see a calm dog and you're frustrated, it's so hard to stay in that state. I'm gonna guarantee you that. You want to be frustrated, come here and just pet my Johnny Man, pet my May, pet my Oreo. You're gonna calm down, because you're just like, wow, this is nice. It does something to you. And that, again, is where I'm gonna say is absolutely amazing about dogs, and how they're able to help us, and how they're able to do extra for us and be able to be for us. That they're here to be able to bring us an absolute level of joy and peace. They're not here to be a thing of frustration and agony inside of your household. And a lot of people have just frustration and agony because we don't understand how to get the dogs away from our frustration. They're just attached to it. So they think that, oh, you're mad, so let me be excited to try to get you out of, they're trying to please us. So they're trying to get excited to, like, hey, let's go play, let's go do this, because you're mad. And it's backwards. It's completely backwards. And that's something that we all really need to focus more of our time on, and realizing that if you're not getting what you're looking for from your dog, you're doing everything backwards. If you just switch everything that you do, you'll see the dog that you're actually looking for. It's got nothing to do with the amount of training you put on it. It's got nothing to do with the amount of pets you give it, treats you give it, feeds you feed it. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's got everything to do with all the little tiny things that you do each day. That's why your dog is doing what it is that you don't want. And that's something that is very easy to get out of. And it's very easy to get out of by just introducing a simple tool called the crate, and not utilizing it in a way that is punishment, but utilizing it in a way of timeout, in a way that is going to be helping and guiding the dog. That I don't need to keep on doing this forever. It's just something to teach them what I need. Same thing with the leash, something to teach them what I need. I put the leash on this guy for a couple days. I get him to stop reacting to that stuff, and I don't need the leash anymore. He can just do what he needs to do. And it's something that is an absolutely amazing thing when you're looking at all these tools as tools. as just to help me get the job that I'm looking for in the end, not as something that I'm going to have to continuously keep on using forever and ever and ever. That's where I think a lot of us are just getting jammed up with what we do, because we're relying too much on the tools. We're relying too much on the equipment instead of just learning how to be able to work the animal to just appreciate and to love us and give us what we want and what we're desiring. And with that, the one thing that I really want everyone to focus on is when you get frustrated, separate yourself from your dog. Allow your dog to see that your frustration is not something of play, of fun, of good times. Your frustration is something of calm and chill and peace. That's what I need to see my dog when I'm frustrated. And you're gonna have a very, very, very nice dog, because it's gonna be very clear to him what is good and what is not. You'll be able to see he'll be able to watch your body get to a frustration. So if he's jumping on you, he'll see your body get into a frustrated state, and he's gonna know, oh, I don't jump, I'm gonna stay down. And that's something that is a start of being able to have a really nice dog. It's not so much of training the dog to give it leash pressure to stay off of you. It's not so much as training the leash pressure of get out of my food while I'm trying to eat. It's getting the dog to understand that that frustration means I don't want you doing something right now, instead of what they're already just, for whatever, they're pre-programmed good. I'm gonna tell you, I've just never seen a bad dog. I just don't see them being evil and have evil intentions and just want to be ruthless. They're good. They're just all good. And since they're all good, they're going to look at our bad as all good. They're going to look at our good as all good. They're going to look at everything that we do as all good. We need to show them what's right and what's wrong. And that starts with the basic foundation of getting them to understand that. And I'm telling you, when you're frustrated, separate yourself. Separate yourself from your dog. Make it a very, very clear understanding to that animal that that's not what you're looking for. And this method outside works the same way. You separate yourself by putting them on the leash, by giving them no interaction, by just being neutral, just standing there and just hanging out. He's going, and you're gonna hang out. You're just chill. That's simple things to do day after day after day. And you're gonna watch your dog turn into something that is just gonna be absolutely amazing, because it's gonna get out of its confusion. And dogs love to please us. They love to do for us. They love to just show us just how great that they are. And they're doing it every day. It's just most of us, they're doing it in a way that's frustrating you because you don't have the correct communication going on. Once you have that communication going on, there's no way I could give up any of my dogs. I don't care where I move will move to a place I will always make it work, because they're so good. They're not a dog to just give up on, because they're just so nice, they're so good. And that's what I want everyone to be able to have, because that's what is gonna be able to bring you that happiness. At least a small sliver of extra peace inside of your household. Realizing I got a nice dog at least. Maybe my kids are running the food, maybe my wife is yelling and mad at me, maybe my husband is being ruthless to me, but at least I got a nice dog. It's something that you can really change your outlook on a lot of things. If I can get my dog to be nice, I can get my kids to be nice. I can get my husband to be good. I can get my wife to be all good. It's like, yeah, that actually is very true. Something that I would want more people to really think about. Thank you.